up, guys? Got another new video here for you. This is Tuned In Sports, coming back at you with some more action and more football games to talk about. Unfortunately, we are back. No, we did not go away. No, we didn't pass away. No, we didn't have any of that stuff happen. We were here and alive and, had to witness what we had to witness this week. So, obviously I'm speaking for myself mostly because I know the other two guys over here got a win. But
go Orange.
As far as I'm concerned, if the Lord would have taken me last night after Alabama's fourth overtime victory against Auburn, I would have.
It's all choked up about it.
I'm choking up over here just thinking about it.
You're choking up about it. All right.
Hey, yo. I got some feelings, yo. Some stuff down in the basement.
Well, I've got some feelings for you. I'm going to run it out of your ass next week before we play Georgia.
So, anyways, with that being said, I guess we'll get into the intro. I'm Bryson.
I'm Bennett.
I'm done.
And, so we got some action to talk about. Real quick, we're going to hop into the Thanksgiving Day Lions game. Obviously we don't need to spend a lot of time because it's ancient news now. And, what is there to say? Lions lost again. Shocker. Yeah. At the end of the day, in videos past and even towards the beginning of the season, a lot of the times when the Lions would lose, and especially if they'd lose in close fashion and stuff, you look at it, or at least I would, and say, well, I think this is a sign of good things to come from the coaching staff and stuff. I think he's going to get this thing turned around. But, the last handful of losses that they've had, I'm running out of excuses to make for Mr. Campbell and some of the things that he's doing. Obviously he took over offensive play calling, which hasn't exactly done wonderful things for him, for one thing. And then for two, we're seeing some Fangio-esque clock management stuff going on with these guys. And then the other thing is just the amount of penalties and stuff, and the thing of the matter is you listen to these guys and they talk about, we got to right the ship in the penalties because penalties will kill us. But, week to week when you're seeing the same product in terms of the penalties, it's like, well, what are you doing to actually fix it? I know one of the guys I watch on YouTube all the time, his name is Brian Zane. He always says, there's a difference between addressing the problem and actually fixing it. And that's kind of what I hear from these coaches a lot of times. It's one thing to say what the problem is. We could tell you what the problems are, but we don't see any change. So another unfortunate loss for the Lions. They had multiple opportunities to win this game and just once again weren't able to do it. And like I said, they had some help from the refs as well as from just horrible things all around from coaching. And players got to make plays, but at the end of the day, there was just some bad stuff all around in this game. It left a stinker.
Yeah, for sure. Tough loss for the Lions. Just definitely it was one of their most winnable games left on their schedule, and unfortunately they weren't able to get it done. I almost think that the Bears are like just as big of a train wreck as the Lions are right now. So I would have thought that the Lions could have took care of business at home, but that's what separates the Lions from other teams is when they have opportunities to do stuff, they just can't get it done. So, separates the good from the bad teams. Not necessarily the Lions specifically, but tough loss. And I don't know. I don't know what else to say because it's just I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of leftovers, Nagy's still there at Chicago as of today. So who knows what the hell's going on there, because I thought he was going to be fired no matter what after that game. Yeah. And it should have, by all accounts. So I think we're pretty much done with Thanksgiving, and we're done with that game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a rotten Thanksgiving.
I agree. But with that being said, speaking of rotting, let's get into today's games, and we're kind of in the mood of having some indigestion. So let's go ahead and start with this Eagles performance. Talk about leaving a stinker. Oh my God.
Yeah, today's biggest liability from the book was this game. Obviously, they covered. Imagine that.
That today was rotten. For the Eagles, only being able to put up 6 points on the Giants after putting up over 30 in your previous 3 games. How the hell did that happen? Really, the playing calling was bad. Their defense wasn't playing that bad, but just couldn't get anything going on offense. And that's really what synced them today, in my opinion. So, I guess that's how it was for the Eagles last year, and also, at the beginning of this season. But, they got to get it turned around next week against the Jets. I think that they will, but, nonetheless, still not a good loss. Because, remember, we were all saying that this team's on an upward trend, not that, considering they have such an easy schedule coming up, that this would be a chance for them to get back in the picture. So, dropping one to the Giants, definitely not a good start. So, that's all I got to say.
Yeah, no, there was definitely a lot of drop balls, speaking of drops, on that today, in many opportunities. And again, I just, Hurts is a one-man team right now. And like I said, it's just tough to win if that's the case. He had 3 picks today. I know one of them was a horrible type of clock management play calling on the before half. That was just brutal all the way around. They didn't even get any points out of that.
Yeah.
3 would have been, I think, just as good if they would have took that, but that didn't happen. It was just really just to say it's an ugly game. It was just just ugly. It wasn't even fun to even watch it on Red Zone. It was so bad.
No.
It was like, oh, we had to go to this game? Why? And all we're watching is turnovers and drop passes and
no, exactly.
Just horrible play.
We're hoping to hear we're watching so you don't have to.
Yeah, exactly. And it was just rough. Being 10-0 at one point, and it wasn't getting and that seemed like a mile away from him, today. So, tough loss.
Oh, hey, at least they had nice looking uniforms.
Well, by the end of the day, the
Giants did.
Yeah, the Giants. Yeah, the Giants did.
By the end of the day, I didn't want to see the Eagles uniforms. To be honest with you, it's a good thing that we didn't record this right after the game, because this would be a much different review. I was so freaking pissed off watching this game. And like he said, even though I was only watching Red Zone, I saw enough. It was just absolute trash play. There's a lot of blame to go around. For one thing, Jalen just had a bad game. That there's no getting around it. I think he had more incompletions than completions, unless you count the interceptions that he had. Then he probably threw about 500. But nonetheless, no excuse for that. That was really bad. But he still hasn't, I think, in total started a full season. If you add the games he started last season and this season, I don't think he's been a starter for a full season. So you're going to see some of that, as well as, throwing the football hasn't exactly been what brought him to the dance in the first place. I do think that he's doing a little bit better than he was projected to do coming into it, but at the end of the day, it's still, he's struggling in this game. And like you said, even when he put it on the money, guys were dropping it. Jalen Reagor, Well, let's put it this way. I'm not generally one to sit here and say, oh, we lost the game because of this play. But 2 times on that final possession, the ball was in his hands with either a touchdown on the first one, and then the second one, he had it and would have been on the goal line. And it literally, boom! I mean, Jerry Jeudy 101 going on. It was just up twice. And the whole time, the only thing I could think was, boy, it's too bad we don't have Justin Jefferson, who we decided to pass on in favor of this clown. And all day, and especially at the end, he was our offense. Was throwing it to Rager on every play on that last drive. I think he got targeted every single play. And I'm sitting here like, are you guys watching the same shit that I am here? Why are we throwing it to this guy? You just threw it. You just signed Dallas Goedert to some huge freaking contract.
1 catch for 0 yards.
Yeah, exactly. And we have a Zach Ertz-esque contract here that you just signed this guy, and he had 3 targets, 1 catch for 0 yards. If you're going to pay him that kind of money to target him 3 times, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? I mean, and the truth of the matter is that tight ends work really well in play action offense. So why are we not throwing it to him more? He should be the focal point, not Jalen Rager. That dude's a bust. I'm sorry to say, but he's a bust. Get him the hell out of here. So, and again, Devontae Smith, he was basically non-existent. If you're going to throw it to somebody and say, hey, let's see what we can do, I'd rather throw it to Devontae Smith. Because you know at least that guy's got some ball handling skills and can do stuff when he has a chance at it. But we didn't do that at all. And it was just absolutely infuriating to watch. It wasn't like the Giants just dominated us either. They played like crap too. And the sad thing is that we'd go down the field and then turn it over. And if it wasn't that, it was horrible decision making and clock management. Going for it on 4th downs, going for it instead of taking points. Your defense has been absolutely murking it up the whole day, and still, we need to go for it here because analytics say that that's the right thing to do. Screw the analytics. Literally, I was like, at one point, me and Bennett were watching the game, and I said, if we score a touchdown here, that might be enough to win the game. It was like 3-0, and I'm like, dude, we could score a touchdown and win this game because that's how good our defense was playing. But no. Instead, let's get funky with it and do all this stupid,
Yeah. I mean, Dallas Goedert, the new Arcega Whites. The new Arcega Whites had 1 catch.
Yeah.
1 catch.
Whiteside got 1 catch for 15. He's actually positive.
Yeah, he damn near doubled his production.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that piss me off, we can watch him, and then we can sit here and wonder what it would be like if we had DK Metcalf, who we passed on to take Arcega Whiteside. So it's just like, oh my God, man. You just look around, and it's just a whirlwind of bullshit. I mean, it's just so freaking annoying. And like I said, this was a game we needed to win. This is a game. Everybody in the comments, look at them Eagles. The Eagles are coming. The Eagles are coming. I was even saying it. I was starting to ride on the bandwagon a little bit. But here we are, back to ground zero because we can't score more than 7 points against the Giants offense that is terrible. So, I mean, we only gave up 13. You can't ask for more than only giving up 13. You literally cannot ask for more. And if you still lose that game, then people need to be fired. I mean, I'm sorry. 7 points, lose 13-7. And the weather wasn't even that bad. It wasn't like, they're in a snow bowl, so all you could do was run. No, the weather was fine. The field sucks, but the weather was fine. So, I mean, just goddamn it
calls for some Sirianni rototill.
I mean,
you gotta pull up the old stuff and replant the new.
I mean, I don't know who sprayed bug repellent on our damn roots and caused them to freaking die or what, but this was not what we wanted to see.
We'd be gone.
I mean, I'm serious.
Scott's turf.
I mean, seriously, like, you know what this Beirut? I mean, this was just absolutely horrible in all facets of the game, pretty much. And the worst part about it is like, okay, you take a look at the Packers today. There was multiple times where they went for it just simply based on the fact that their field goal kicker has been struggling. We don't have that problem. Our field goal kicker is legit. So the fact that we're passing on stuff just simply because this fruitcake decides that, it makes sense analytics-wise to go ahead and go for it here. No! You have a guy that if you kick it, it's pretty much guaranteed points. Yep. But they don't do it. Instead, they go for 2. They go for 2-point conversions. And they do all this stupid stuff that just makes absolutely no sense. And it's just, Jalen's going to have bad games. And therefore, he doesn't get a pass on this one by any means. But at the end of the day, you got to do something that is better than what you offered today. Because like I said, the defense did everything they could and then some to keep you in this game, and you still just freaking screwed it up. And then Boston Scott, we're moving the ball down the field, fumbles the ball. Like, come on, dude. I mean, and it was in a crucial point, too, because there was less than 2 minutes left. And this freaking guy is running, and instead of just, hey, let's make sure we don't fumble it, I've already got yards and a first down, boop, he lets it go out because he's doing this one-handed, Heisman shit. And it's like, dude, stop that. It's ball security is what's important right now. So, man. I mean, and what makes it the worst is because it was against the Giants. If we're talking about something else, then whatever. But the reason it's so infuriating is because it's against a horrible team. Yep. If we were playing the Packers and we lost by this, to just say, hey, you know what? We lost to the better team here. The Giants are absolute ass. And we lost to them in horrible fashion. Yeah. So it's just,
like I said, it's a rival game, and that's what it is, and that's the worst.
And it's just absolutely deflating. I mean, every good thing that I had to say leading into this week feels like I was just talking.
Flush it. Just flush it.
Just flush it down the toilet. I mean, I don't even feel confident against the Jets next week after this. So it's just, oh my God, it was so embarrassing, so deflating, and just really took the air out of my balloon on a Sunday. I mean, luckily, like I said, it's been a handful of hours and focused on some other things to kind of improve my day. But man, my day was absolutely sunk watching that game. I mean, and then to make matters even worse, like I said, we had a chance at the end, and to watch this bozo drop 2 balls right in his hands that would have either won us the game or got us damn near close into the red zone, and this freaking guy is clapping it up. Might as well have been Jason Garrett out there, just freaking bouncing balls off his hands. What a joke. So that's enough about what were you gonna say?
Oh, nothing. Just finish up what you were gonna say. Then I'll say
anyway,
something.
Let's go ahead and move on to the next game because I've ranted enough. I mean, I just like I said, I don't know what else to say except for I'm just pissed. I can't believe that this happened, and I'm freaking mad as hell that it did.
Yeah, speaking of deflating, how's it going, Steelers fans? I mean, let's jump into the Bengals game. Dude, hell of a performance today.
By Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, by Ben Roethlisberger as well.
Bengals MVP.
Yep.
He was the one that sealed the game for him today.
Yeah. No, I mean, he certainly helped, but again, I mean, just overall, I mean, the defense played phenomenal, getting pressure on Ben all day, hold him to 10 points. And then the offense, I mean, took care of business when given opportunities. So, can't ask for anything more. Mixon, again, balled out. Just like he did the first time we played the Steelers. He was the key to the victory. And that proved to be true today as well. So, I mean, really, what a statement performance, especially with Watt and everybody else being there this time. Come out and put on a even more dominant performance than we did the first time we played them without those guys. I don't know. I mean, I can't say nothing but good things.
Yeah, it's about the exact opposite of how I was feeling after today. So, yeah, no, I mean, good job by the Bengals. I mean, we talk about all the time about, you know, what you need to do, and we talked about specifically at the beginning of the season where if the Bengals really want to make some noise, we got to see what they're going to do in the division because, you know, commonly, like last season, we saw them perform well and look like they were on the road to getting better, but every time they played somebody in the North, they got creamed or lost. This season, that hasn't been the case. I mean, I know they lost that one to the Browns, I think, but for the most part, they've taken care of business in a good portion of the
big
games.
ones, right? The Ravens and the Steelers.
Yeah,
I mean,
they've none of those games have really even been close. Mm-hmm. So good on the Bengals. Like I said, great job by the coaching staff. Getting them prepared, and great job by the team just playing with a lot of energy, capitalizing, playing off each other. You know, like Don said, you know, Roethlisberger was helping him out, but they didn't just, you know, sit there and say, oh, wow, that's a nice pick, but, you know, we're just going to punt it anyways like the Giants. They actually like, hey, let's move down the field and actually score off this shit. So good job by the Bengals, and big statement victory to basically wipe the floor with Pittsburgh and have neither game be even in question. That's a huge turnaround from what Cincinnati's used to. Usually it's the other way around, where neither game was close and you got creamed no matter where you played. So great job, awesome.
Yeah. Nice start. You know, kind of tough to come back from a 31-3 first half. So you know, great job by Ben and Tomlin and crew. They look fantastic out there. Why didn't they play like this when we played them? But no, they got to look like, you know, the usual Pittsburgh, but not today.
Yeah, they're the world beaters when we play.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I said, great job by Cincy to put it all together. And then like all big streaks that seemed to be broken this week. It was 2004. I think this is the first time that they swept them. Yeah. So I mean, that's only been
2009. 2009.
Okay. 15, 20 years. Not that long, but
Either
you
way.
know what I mean? It's been a while since this has happened. So kudos to the Bengals on that, so.
I mean, the last time we beat them 3 times in a row was even longer than that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I definitely sense the tides are turning for Cincy. I only see us going up from here. Major confidence booster, and you know, I look forward to seeing how the team performs going forward, because geez, if we can keep putting out performances like that, we're going to be tough to beat come playoff time. So I look forward to seeing it.
Well, like Don said earlier, and like I've been, you know, saying for a handful of weeks now, is that I think the tides are turning in Pittsburgh too, and it's going to be Russell Wilson time. You know, I mean, I'm serious. I said a while back ago, what's a logical place? You know, a team that's already got a history of winning. He steps in there, fills in gaps, as well as makes up for deficiencies, and before you know it, you're right there in the championship picture again. But you know, the thing about it is, it's like I've been reading all this crap about, the Giants are going to make a huge freaking move at him, and there's a good chance he's going to the Giants. I'm like, why the hell would he step foot near that shithole?
Exactly.
You know, I mean, Jesus Christ, did you watch the game today?
Yeah.
Well, what about today's performance makes me think I want to be a Giant?
Yeah. You gotta have something to work around to actually go there. You know.
Well, hey, you know, we all know that Daniel Jones is heading to Detroit, so that opened up the spot for him.
Well, at this point, I mean, Jesus Christ, the only reason I'd want to go to the Giants is to watch them get creamed by somebody. But I might roll an ankle walking into the stadium, so I don't even know if I want to do that. So they better come to wherever I'm at. But yeah, Jesus, I mean, I like he said, and like I've been feeling like this is just setting up for him to go to the Steelers, and Roethlisberger's done. I mean, he just can't. They don't have a good enough team for him to be able to play the way he's playing, and he's not going to get better. So it's time to move on from that one. Thank you for your time, but bye. Let's go ahead and move on to the Broncos' performance. Speaking of teams that got a win today, you know, we all kind of, or most of us at least, didn't think that the Broncos were going to win. some of us by more than others. But hey, they ended up pulling it out, 31-13, I believe the score was. Mm-hmm. So, good job by the Broncos today. It's kind of like a strange situation because in some respects it seems weird to just put a kibosh on the season when you're like in playoff contention. But at the same time, I don't think that they're really in playoff contention. But so you would think like, well, is winning right now helping when you're probably not going to make the playoffs anyways? But by the same token, it's hard to say that they are not making the playoffs because it's just they're right there. So they're kind of in a weird spot right now. And as a result, hey, if you're going to make the playoffs, that starts by actually winning some of these games. And beating the Chargers today is definitely a step in the right direction. So good on them for that. I know they got the Chiefs coming up next, so I think, probably come back to earth next week and everything like that. But, a win is a win. I definitely, would have appreciated my team getting a win, and we could have talked about that, but no. So we're not doing that, unfortunately. But, good for the Broncos. And they managed to get over, I think, 28 points or something like that they got today, which is kind of a rarity in that town. So,
milestone.
Yeah, you just assume get 28 points out of the soccer team that they got down there than you would from the football. Exactly. You're closer to getting it with the Colorado Stars or whatever they're called. Yeah. So, anyway, good job by Denver, and way to take care of your rivals, something we were incapable of doing.
Yeah, good win for the Broncos today. I didn't really get to watch most of the game, but just from what I was watching,
I watched it for you, so you didn't have
to. Yeah, but just from the clips I saw, it looked like the Broncos defense was playing really well. And fortunately, today, they were able to get something going at least on the offensive side. For the most part. Granted, the Chargers don't have a great defense, so that shouldn't be necessarily a surprise. But still, you got to capitalize on opportunities that are given to you, and the Broncos did that today. So, good win.
Yeah, this one was a head scratcher for me. We first started out, they started out 7-0, I think. First, again, scoring early. There's a shocker. That usually never happens. And then 2, we started going down to starting dropping players again. Teddy went out. Left tackle went out. Yeah. They started dropping like flies, and I was like, oh, here we go again. But everybody stepped in. We even lost the guard as well. It was like all in one series of 2 or 3 plays.
Yeah, I saw that.
It was like, oh, here comes a match unit, and it's like, oh, how many more people can we lose and still be competitive? But defense played really, really well. Lights out, in fact, for most of the game. Until Jay Cutler 2.0 came in and then threw the pick, and it was like, oh crap, we gave the Chargers life, and of course then they scored, so it made it 14-7. So that was kind of disappointing. But then Teddy came back in. They're able to use the Williams, and Gordon came back in. Yeah, and so again. At least Shermer was using the right plays, right? They were running the ball, which was kind of nice, but they still can't get it to the receivers for some reason, and I don't know why. If you got a really good running game, the receivers should be able to, find themselves to get open, but they just really can't do that right now with it. So, and then got a couple breaks. Surtain picked off one and picked off another one for a pick six. Weird stat, I guess his dad's last interception was in Denver for a pick six, so his first pick six was, in Denver as well. So that was kind of a cool little bookend on that. But great game. Like I said, defense is normal, right? It's just, can the offense generate points to take advantage of the great defense that's played? So, but yeah, I really didn't have anything bad to say except for that little window of people going out and Jay Cutler coming back in. So
Yeah.
Other teams get Tom Brady 2.0. We get Jay Cutler 2.0. So I don't get it. But
yeah. Well, hey, I mean, that's good stuff. I mean, and, obviously I don't think anybody's really overly picking the Broncos in the matchup next week. However, if by some fathomable event that they were able to win that game, then, that's good sign moving forward. They're picking up some steam at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens.
Next week's game would be huge to break the 11-game losing streak.
Yeah.
And then also, they have the formula that you need to do it, is run the ball, keep Mahomes on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
And then if the offense can generate anything, because the Chiefs' defense is pretty poor.
Yeah.
So if they can, again, time of possession, into the 30s,
yeah,
might have a chance. But I doubt it.
Hell, I think the Eagles even put up 32 or something against them. So
yeah,
it tells you everything. So like you say, a lot of these teams, it's not necessarily rocket science. It's just execution and game planning.
Yeah.
Are you watching tape?
Yeah.
Have we said that before on this channel? Have you watched the tape?
Well, it's the same thing, right? Get pressure on them, make them throw those left-handed weirdo passes.
Yeah.
And turn them over.
Yeah.
And that's the way to do it. But if you're going to let them sit back there like we've done with Jackson and like we've done with Hurts, where you just go ahead and
do whatever,
pick which receiver you want to throw to, go ahead.
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
Well, hell, the funny thing is you don't even need to watch tape on this season of hell. You played him last year tough, especially in the one game at least. Yeah. If you had better offense, you won that game. Yeah. So you guys have played well enough to beat them. It's just you never have offense.
Yeah.
So you don't even need to watch tape from other teams. Just re-roll your own tape. So, anyways,
one more thing. The stupidest challenge today too as well. Let's see. We had Herbert was running and he was going for a foot first slide, and the guy did come by and punch the ball out kinda, but he was already down. He already rolled over it, and Vic's out there throwing the flag, and it's like, dude, there's a waste of challenge and there's a waste of timeout. We're probably going to need those under most circumstances. So again, it's just who are the people looking at this film to tell them hey, buzz that one. Why? It doesn't matter. If he didn't, he had the first down. It was just ridiculous. So that was a huge pet peeve, I guess, for today. If you're looking for me to get something really pissed about, there was another one because I'm like, why the hell are you doing that, dude?
Yeah.
You don't need to. Just keep playing ball. You'll be fine. So.
Yeah. Yeah. No, exactly. It's a weekly thing on this show. We might as well, make it with a little intro and say Vic Fangio's fumble of the week, and then here we go. Let's talk about his challenges for this week.
Yeah.
It's just weekly stuff.
Yeah.
But again, it was inconsequential for the most part in this game, but in games that are closer than this,
if it comes down to that, you're going to need a timeout usually, and a challenge if you need to, because the biz is going to be somewhere lurking.
Yeah, and it'll cost them at some point. Mm-hmm. So, but anyways, obviously it's not anything that we can expect to change anytime soon. We've been talking about it last season, this season. Yeah, we'll continue to talk about it as long as he's there. So, somebody hopefully steps in. Hopefully one of the two people that watch our videos weekly is someone in charge over there.
People. Yeah. Yeah. Call John.
Yeah. Hopefully one of them is away or something, and he can let them know, like, hey, get this shit figured out.
Yeah. Demote him down to the defensive coordinator and just let him be, just like we did with Wade Phillips. Same thing. Yeah. He's really good at defensive coordinating. Keep him as the DC. Yeah. But we need somebody else in charge.
Yep. So, with that being said, I think that'll be a palate cleanser on tonight's action.
Yep.
We'll move on to next week.
Week 13.
Yeah, and I know next week we've got a game at the Jets. They're playing the Chiefs.
Sunday night now.
Bennett's got a turn with the Chargers.
Oh, your turn now.
So, I think outside of the Lions, that'll make every one of our teams playing them, because I know we played the Chargers and lost to them. So, but that was when we were actually doing good things, unlike tonight. So, anyways, good luck to all of our teams, and I don't want to think about the Eagles for a week, so we'll see you guys next Sunday, and let's not rush it getting here. So with that being said, guys, thanks for watching. Bryson,
Bennett.
I'm done.
see you guys in the next video.